Creative Cloud 3D animation. Creative Cloud 3D animation. So what about Creative Cloud 3D animation? By the way, the Creative Cloud 3D animation preview service in Photoshop lets you, by the way, easily animate 3D characters. This service, by the way, currently works with human 3D characters assembled in Adobe Fuse CC beta. And also you can apply a variety of process animations and effects to these human characters using intuitive controls right within Photoshop. And also you can then integrate the character with a larger 3D scan for a variety of use cases and even print the characters using a 3D printer. And by the way, Photoshop lets you easily adjust camera angles and lighting to get just the look that you want. Note here and be careful please here now. The Creative Cloud 3D animation service is enabled by default, by the way. And if you are unable to use it, ensure that the preferences and technology previews enable CC 3D animations preview setting is selected. And the service is enabled, by the way, immediately after you close the preferences dialog. So what about Adobe Fuse Beta and Creative Cloud libraries? So what about Adobe Fuse Beta and Creative Cloud libraries? By the way, Adobe Fuse CC Beta is a desktop application for creating highly customizable 3D human characters in minutes. And without any prior 3D experience, you can quickly create characters using a library of high quality 3D content, and from faces and bodies to clothing and textures, with an option to customize the color and texture and its shape of over 280 attributes. And once you have created your characters in Adobe Fuse Beta, by the way, you can save them to Creative Cloud libraries and bring them into the 3D workspace in Photoshop. And now, in Photoshop, you can easily apply animations and poses and effects to the characters and ready them for compositing into larger 3D scans. Like the next screenshot now. This screenshot appear for you and explain now character upload. And this image now explain for you how to save the Adobe Fuse Beta 3D model to a Creative Cloud library. So what about Animate? Animate the 3D character in Photoshop. How to animate the 3D character in Photoshop? To animate a character in Photoshop, you work with its properties in the 3D workspace, by the way. And the following broad animation related properties are available, by the way, for tweaking in the 3D workspace. And the next image now, this image now is explained for you. The properties like A meaning body, and B face, and C coordinates, and D properties menu, and E meaning search, and F meaning search options. And we have options here now. The first option, body. So what's the meaning of body? Body is meaning that set the properties of the body of your 3D character. And face, what's the meaning of face? Face is meaning that set the properties of the face of your 3D character. And coordinates. Coordinates is meaning that set the precise numerical locations for your 3D character. And what about properties menu? Properties menu is meaning that customize the thumbnail size and style. And what about search? Search is meaning perform a search for body actions or face expressions. And what about search options? Search options is meaning that filter the animations by category and type. Walk through 3D character animation. How to walk through 3D character animation? We have steps. Step number 1. In the libraries panel, open the library with which you sunset your character, and Photoshop displays the Fuse Beta and character under 3D assets. Step number 2. Double click the character to open it. Like the next image now and next screenshot. Its libraries explain for you the 3D asset sunset in from Fuse. Step number 3. Switch to the 3D workspace. If you are in some other workspace, you should select window, then select 3D. Step number 4. You should select the characters skeleton in the 3D layers panel. Like the next screenshot, we have in this image now 3D and layers and channels, and you have to select 3D firstly, then select skeleton, and after that This image explain for you the character skeleton. And be careful please here now. You can right click by the way on the skeleton bone and choose to center either the character or the face in view for either navigation. Step number 5. Now in the properties panel, choose body. Step number 6. Search for an action such as dance. Step number 7. You should click a thumbnail to apply animation to the model and if necessary adjust the parameters for the animation. And we have options here in step number 7. We have many options here now. The first option, trim. How to trim? Trim is meaning that adjust the start and end point of animation and specify the start point of animation in min and the end point in max, in minimum and max. Trim is meaning adjust the start and end point of animation and specify the start point of animation in minimum and the end point in maximum. So what about in place? In place is meaning that for animations such as running, which takes the 3D character out of focus. This setting, by the way, forces the animation to stay in place. And what about mirror? Mirror is meaning that you can switch sides of the animation. And what about arm space? Arm space function is meaning adjust the spread of arms and overwrite. Overdrive, I'm so sorry. Overdrive is meaning that adjust how slow or fast the animation should move. Like the next image and next screenshot now. This image now explains for you how to apply an animation, by the way. And step number 8. Number 8 now, in the properties panel, you have to choose face. And step number 9, search for an expression such as happy. And step number 10, you should click a thumbnail to apply animation to the model. If necessary, adjust the stance of the expression as well as the eye and head positions. Like the next image now. This screenshot now explains for you adjust the stance of the expression. So what about result? Result is meaning that you can now have a fully animated and posed character that is ready to be composited into any skin you choose. Like the next screenshot, this image now explains for you your 3D character ready for compositing. Look at this image carefully. Explain for you your 3D character ready for compositing actually.